Namo Buddhaya. Have you ever caught yourself in a spiral of what-if scenarios? Your mind races, crafting endless worst-case possibilities. What if I fail? What if they're lying to me? What if everything falls apart? Before you know it, anxiety and stress have taken hold, making your world seem much darker. But here's the truth. What if you didn't have to suffer this way? What if you could transform these negative thoughts into moments of clarity and peace? In today's video, we dive into the Buddhist approach to managing negative thoughts and finding calm amidst chaos. By the end of this, you'll not only understand the nature of these thoughts, but also know practical tools to regain control and shift your mental state. Stay with me. Let's break this cycle of negativity together. Understanding what-if scenarios, the root of negative thoughts. We all experience moments of doubt and fear, and these often manifest as what-if scenarios. This mental pattern is something many people can relate to. You start imagining worst-case outcomes for future events, and soon your mind is stuck in an endless loop of negativity. This leads to stress, anxiety, and mental exhaustion. In Buddhism, this state of mind is identified as a significant mental challenge, and mindfulness is the key to breaking free. Buddha taught that the human mind is powerful. It can create both heaven and hell within the confines of our thoughts. This is why recognizing when we are stuck in these what-if patterns is essential. But how do we know we are caught in this loop? The first step is awareness. Step 1. Awareness and mindfulness. Sati. In Buddhist practice, mindfulness, or sati, is the foundation of mental clarity. The practice involves bringing your mind into the present moment and seeing reality for what it is. This means acknowledging that everything is in a constant state of change, including your thoughts. Often, the what-if scenarios we craft are distortions of reality. The brain magnifies problems, making them seem larger than they really are. For example, you may worry about a meeting at work, imagining every possible way it could go wrong, when in reality, it's just another routine event. Recognizing this distortion is key. Once you catch yourself falling into a catastrophic thinking pattern, pause. Ask yourself, is this real, or is my mind playing tricks on me? This single question can often stop negative thoughts in their tracks. Practicing this regularly allows you to stay grounded in the present and reduces the mental turmoil that accompanies stress. Step 2. Challenging your thoughts. Once you have recognized a negative thought, the next step is to challenge it. In many cases, the mind creates scenarios that never happen in reality. For instance, people tend to worry even when life is smooth, creating problems where there are none. The mind gets bored without something to fixate on. A specific example can be seen when we worry about small things. Imagine driving to work and suddenly your mind starts racing, worrying about potential traffic, deadlines, or confrontations with coworkers. In reality, the drive is smooth, and work proceeds without issue. This is how our minds work, creating problems that don't exist. The moment you challenge a thought by asking, is this the true reality or just my mind's distortion? You bring yourself back to the present moment. Most times you'll find that the problem is smaller than you initially thought, or it may not exist at all. Step 3. Recognizing what you can control. The next step is to ask, what can I control? There are two types of situations in life, those you can control and those you cannot. It's important to identify which category your current problem falls into. For example, let's say you're anxious about an upcoming presentation. Instead of worrying endlessly, ask yourself, what can I control here? You can control how prepared you are. You can control how much practice you put in. But the audience's reaction, that's out of your control. Worrying about it only drains your energy. By focusing on the controllable elements of a situation, you empower yourself. On the other hand, when you let go of what you can't control, you free your mind from unnecessary stress. Step 4. Practicing mindful breathing. When negative thoughts become overwhelming, one of the simplest yet most powerful tools in Buddhism is mindful breathing. The Buddha himself emphasized the importance of breathing as a way to calm the mind. Mindful breathing brings you back to the present moment, interrupting the restless chattering of the mind. A practical way to incorporate this into daily life is to pause whenever you feel overwhelmed and take a few deep breaths. Focus entirely on the in-breath and the out-breath. By doing this, you are not only calming your mind, but also breaking the pattern of catastrophizing thoughts. A real-life example of this could be someone preparing for a job interview. Instead of letting their thoughts spiral about all the ways the interview could go wrong, they take a few moments to breathe deeply. By doing so, they calm their nerves and regain focus, improving their performance. Step 5. Setting time for worrying. Here's a less traditional but highly effective technique. Schedule your worry time. Instead of allowing your mind to worry throughout the day, give yourself a specific window of time to reflect on your concerns. When you catch yourself worrying outside of that time, remind yourself, I'll think about this later. For instance, let's say you designate 5 p.m. as your worry time. During that period, you sit down, reflect on your concerns, and think critically about them. You'll likely find that most of your worries are exaggerated or irrelevant. This practice helps to compartmentalize stress, preventing it from overwhelming you during your daily tasks. By integrating these practices into your life, you can significantly reduce the power of negative thoughts. The first step is awareness, recognizing when you're caught in a cycle of negativity. From there, challenge your thoughts and ask yourself if they're real or just distortions. Focus on what you can control and release the rest. Utilize mindful breathing to ground yourself in the present. Finally, set aside time specifically for worrying, allowing you to control when and how you deal with stress. The lesson from all of this is simple. You are not your thoughts. The mind is a tool, and with mindfulness, you can learn to manage it, reducing suffering and increasing peace. By embracing these Buddhist techniques, you can transform your relationship with negative thoughts and live a more peaceful, grounded life. In summary, understanding and managing negative thoughts through the Buddhist practices of mindfulness, challenging perceptions, and focusing on the present moment can lead to mental clarity and peace. You are more in control of your mind than you may realize. Practice mindfulness. Focus on what you can control and set aside time for reflection. These are the keys to freeing yourself from the what-if cycles that cause so much unnecessary stress.